The young adult novel called Promise Boys is a murder mystery set in a D.C. charter school.
The author is a D.C. native and former DCPS educator, Nick Brooks. He says that Promise Boys presents hard truths about the way the education system views and treats young boys of color. And Nick is here in studio joining us today.
Yeah,
welcome to Great Day, Washington.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You just released the book yesterday, right?
Just yesterday.
What's that like to have it out there? You had a party, right?
So, well, yeah, it's surreal. You know, we had an event at Martin Luther King Library. I spoke with Jason Reynolds, who's another native DC author. And it was great. I had a lot of family out there. It felt like a reunion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I haven't been here in a little bit, but it was amazing feeling, and I'm glad it's out in the world.
Well, and I can tell reading the book, it's so, like, I'm learning so much about the DCPS, which is coming from your experience as an educator. What was it like kind of putting all that down and really sharing with everybody what it's like?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, it was testimony, you know. And it's not necessarily an attack on the teachers or the educators or the administrators that I work with, but it's more a systemic issue, right? And as you're probably seeing as you're reading the book, there's certain things, strategies that they use for kids in underserved communities that I just don't think serve the students. And I think a lot of times in the education system, particularly in our communities, we make choices that don't serve students, and that's kind of what I'm talking about in Promise Boys, and it's something that I want to change, want to see change.
There's also that murder mystery element to it. Why was it important for you to add that in there?
Well, it's like the candy with the medicine, right? It's the thing that draws you in. I mean, I grew up reading mystery novels. Walter Mosley was a huge hero of mine, and Hardy Boys was a huge hero of mine, and it's what I really write most. And so for me, it was about putting that candy with the medicine, drawing people in. There's the inherent story engine of the mystery that draws you in, keeps you reading. But at the same time, you're seeing these themes about the education system, and you're learning.
Yeah, you are learning so much, and what I really like is you are learning, like you said, without attacking, without kind of really forcing it on you, but you're kind of absorbing it all as you're going. What do you hope those that do read this book learn from it or take from it?
Yeah, well, conversations like this, I think, is the start, and just to start the conversation about what's happening in schools, what's happening with young boys and girls of color, what's happening in underserved communities. I want people to just know, because I think it's something that flies under the radar. We don't know if we don't know, right? And so for me, being in the system, coming up through DCPS my whole life, teaching in charter schools here in DC and Southeast DC, I kind of have a firsthand experience, and I just want people to understand what's happening, and we start a conversation, and again, hopefully push towards reform.
Have you heard from DCPS or shared it with any of your former colleagues at all?
Absolutely. You know, I was just at, so I went to Banneker High School. I was just at Banneker yesterday.
How cool.
I saw the same principal who was my principal. She's still there.
When you were a student?
Yes, yes, it's amazing. I mean, it really is. And I was standing on the same stage that I used to do talent shows on, and now I'm talking to all these kids about following their dreams. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I've shared it with my whole tribe, and people are really responding to it. Kids love it. They love to see themselves represented. We talked a lot yesterday about the lingo that's used in the book, the different bus routes, you know, the different neighborhoods.
Yeah,
it's really
very local.
It's very local. It's very local, and you are completely dropped into DC. You know what I mean? And so people are responding really well.
It's great.
And you, sir, have gone on to be quite a success out in Los Angeles, working in TV and film. So we appreciate you taking some time, and congrats on the book.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Promise Boys is out now.